Okay, I haven't really been able to get much news out of Hurricane Helene incident, other than from local news and from Twitter and some posts from TikTok. People are sharing posts on TikTok. People are getting threatened to be arrested. This isn't really even covering all that much. This is like what? This is only 2 days ago. It's gotten far worse. The threats to everything. I've been trying to find any information regarding the Hurricane Helene incident. The only incident I have is just about Trump and Biden bashing each other. Trump was there, showed up to Helene victims even before even Harris showed up, which is I don't know. And I learned that they only had 1,000 federal personnel. That better be a gap. Typically, you have tens of thousands of personnel at the ready, prepare for anything that like a hurricane and the like. You have thousands of trucks at the ready. You have hundreds of helicopters at the ready. You have search and rescue missions starting day one, in some cases during or behind the hurricane, to try and do rescue efforts. This has been the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. This is like, I don't know. This is like all the news I have gotten thus far. I even tried looking at CNN. I'm just shocked that there's no front page news about this. There's hardly any news. So it's not just that. There's not been anywhere near enough information coming out. Not enough information, and all we're able to get. President Joe Biden deployed 1,000 troops from Fort Liberty in eastern North Carolina to the ravaged western part of the state. Why only 1,000? How does that even make sense? And I'm trying to find any and all information, like recent information. The only information we've had, and I haven't even bothered to check this. I didn't. No, actually, the only information we have is that so far is that authorities have been not only slow to react to the North Carolina and Georgia hurricanes victims, they've been actively interfering in rescue attempts. Now, this is from a local fire department.
Back to the mountains, where remarkable stories of survival are now being shared days after Helene wreaked havoc in North Carolina. But one Pageland man's efforts to help are now the source of controversy. He flew his own chopper on his own dime to help stranded victims. But that man says he abandoned his rescue missions after a fire official threatened to have him thrown in jail. Well, that man now wants answers and turned to Queen City News chief investigator Jody Barr to help figure out what went wrong here.
This is the original post that I was reading when I decided to go up and help. It's a long post, but she's saying that her kids and family and animals are trapped. No way out, no supplies, and the only way in or out is accessible by helicopter. Limited self-service and no water since Friday morning. I thought I have a helicopter and maybe I can help.
Jordan Sidham piled food and water into his helicopter Saturday and headed up toward Banner Elk, the only way through a mountain gap in Lake Lure.
This is the mountain valley that you would have to fly to get to.
Okay, this is practically old news. I heard this a long time ago, and I was still wondering whether this was true or not. Like, normally during a crisis, they accept just about any volunteers they can get, because helicopters are probably one of the most important things possible. We haven't this is the most bizarre thing.
And I was just going to take one person down at the time, and you could hear me in the video talking through with the victims and with my son what we're in the area. I said, sir, I don't know where you were trained at, but I know how my training is, and I'm not going to leave personnel behind. I'm going back to get my co-pilot. He said, if you turn around and go back up the mountain, you're going to be arrested. I said, well, sir, I'm going back to get my co-pilot. I don't know what to tell you. And he said, I'm letting you know. And at that point, he waved for 2 law enforcement officers to come over and told me that again, if I go back up the mountain, I would be arrested.
He flew the 3-minute trip back, picked up his...
Their law enforcement is literally stopping rescue efforts. Local law enforcement stopping rescue efforts. And then we get a bit of this. This is one of the things that I'm trying to find as much information as I can, and I've gotten more information from X than from any other place, and I know it's X, you're not always going to find things that are true, but you got people from,
which is great. I have my team up here
North Carolina did experience.
Here's the problem. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening from the ground, what I'm actually seeing, because what they're telling you is complete bullshit on the news, and these politicians don't have a fucking clue, and they're lying. And I'll say this now, I'll say it at the end of the video. The only thing I need from this video is helicopters. If I have helicopters, I can save lives. Without helicopters, I can't reach these people. It doesn't matter how many chainsaws and trucks I got, I can't get to them. They're 10 miles in, 20 miles, 40 miles in the mountains. There's no way to get with them or even communicate with them. I am literally flying around in a civilian helicopter looking for SOS messages carved in the mud or painted on the ground, and we're dropping down and saving them. What got me fired up about this was yesterday, me and my team did the rescue of that 11-day-old baby. And all these government officials and social media, they're showing that video, that pictures and video of that rescue, and claiming that like they have some like government helped with that. And I mean, even USA, I think it was USA Today, wrote an article about it saying it was a Florida National Guard that went and got it, like with a helicopter. No, it was me, my buddy Charlie, and a civilian named...
Okay, and I noticed that this was one of the things that I had been getting from like mainstream news channels, seeing this helicopter that they're talking about, and this is what they were claiming. They were claiming it for themselves, but now we're getting information that it wasn't from the National Guard. It was from this guy, a helicopter pilot. This is absolutely concerning. Okay, but I gotta let it play more.
Named Zeb with his own personal helicopter out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Like, without that civilian, that baby would be dead. And the old lady we went and rescued after that, she'd be dead too, because she had 1 day left of oxygen. No one was going to go get them. I will tell you, when we go up in the air, I probably see 40 civilian helicopters, and I might see 2 Blackhawks, National Guard, military, whatever they are. That's it. No one's out there doing rescues. I have my entire team up here from Florida right now, and they have no ability to go rescue these people other than what they can drive to. And the people that are in dire need, they're out in the mountains. They are completely cut off. Now, I will say, I spoke to my congresswoman down in Florida, and she's a badass, and she made a bunch of phone calls, and now we got 2 contracted 60s coming up here tomorrow, which is great. I love that, but like, I still don't understand why we don't have more helicopters. Like, we'll get a lot of work done with that, but there's no military. There's no one's doing nothing. It blows my mind. And they're not even allowing people to see what's really going on. One of our friends yesterday, they were actually escorting CNN down at Lake Lure, and they wouldn't even let CNN, the sheriff department would not let them go videotape the bad areas, how destructive it is. I don't know why they don't want to show you all that, but I mean, it is bad. I should also say, when I flew here on Sunday, they actually stopped us from going in, the sheriff department. And it was because of a bunch of politics that they were claiming was the Speaker of the House of North Carolina that was preventing us from even going in and trying to kick us out, which I have clarified today with North Carolina politicians that reached out to me, good on them, and they were like, that's complete bullshit. Speaker of the House has nothing. He wants you guys there. But this is the kind of political BS that is happening here right now. Like, everyone's trying to be in charge without taking any type of action. Nobody wants to coordinate with anybody. Everybody wants to pretend like they're being the hero while these people are literally fucking dying in the mountains. And these people, like I'm saying, these people are limited medication. They're running out of oxygen, and there's no one going to get them. The most effective way I have found to go find these people is by getting in a helicopter and flying down the rivers and roads and looking for SOS messages or people waving us down. And then we drop down and get them. We have all these people here. We have law enforcement, we have State Guard, National Guard. They have no way to go get these people. Yesterday, when I was at the Asheville airport refueling, which, by the way, the civilian is paying all this out of his own pocket. He's not even looking for a reimbursement. I think we did 4 refuelings yesterday. And that was like just in half a day's work. We're in Asheville, and I saw 2 Air Force Helicopter 60s. And I knew they were PJs, just looking at them. And I went up to them, I'm like, hey guys, like, what are y'all doing? And like, this is what you need to be doing, this is how I'm finding people. And they're like, we can't go. We're waiting on Title 10 orders. And I'm like, what? They can't get any authority. There's military helicopters all over here sitting on the ground, and they can't do nothing. Even my JSOC boys in Fayetteville, they can't get orders to come out here. It is just the most disgusting thing, and they're killing these people. And I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know what kind of conspiracy. I've heard so many things, whatever you want to come up with, but they are literally allowing these people to fucking die in the mountains right now because we can't get helicopters. They got money for everything else in the fucking world right now, but if they could just get us helicopters, we could fly out there and rescue these people. So I hope this video goes viral. I hope these politicians get fired. I hope people get pissed off. They'll probably kick me out of the state of North Carolina for doing this, but you know what? I don't care, because if I can save one more life for it, it's fucking worth it to me. I really don't.
This is the information I've been getting for the entirety of 2 days. I keep hearing it from multiple people, from the victims themselves, that police are threatening them arrest for trying to even scavenge their own food. I mean, to be fair, that's he could have been a looter, who knows. But you got multiple policemen, multiple civilians threatened with arrest for going to rescue teams. Multiple people who were trying to get into the Hurricane Helene victims, trying to get towards the Hurricane Helene victims. They have been denied access into the area, and I keep hearing it. I've been hearing it all day. You don't hear it coming from CNN. You don't hear it come from Fox News. Everyone's praising our National Guard and the federal government for doing its job. Even Fox News had actually done this, and I don't know why. There's been so much inaction and so much threats with arrest towards civilian rescue efforts that it's not even it's appalling to me. What am I supposed to think? Also, I'm just gonna repost this too. I've been trying so hard to find as much information as I can, and honestly, if you have any information, please send it to me, or post it yourselves and share it with me, because that would be very helpful. Like, I've been, I've been very concerned about this since it happened. Like, since I didn't even think it would get this bad. Like, I haven't really seen anything like not even Hurricane Katrina. I haven't seen it this bad. This is like, and Hurricane Katrina was awful, but the only reason this is one is so bad right now It's because the rescue efforts are being thwarted constantly for the past few days. And it's insanity. This shouldn't be happening, but it is. Alright, if you're finding more information, please share it with anyone you can. And please contact your local senators, your representatives. Like, pressure them on what the hell is going on. Like, this should not be happening.